This is Support is Sexy, episode 345, and today we are continuing our series on starting your side hustle. Today we're talking about what could be your side hustle. Welcome to Support is Sexy. I'm your host, Elayne Fluker, entrepreneur, author, and founder of Chic Rebellion Media. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, I interview inspiring women entrepreneurs who share their wins and their lessons to help you take your business and your life to the next level and create something sexy. Here we go. Hi, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Support is Sexy. I'm happy to have you here. It just would not be the same without you. And we are continuing our series on side hustles. So if you haven't heard the beginning, go back to episode 343, where we talk about the side hustle and no job shaming around it. 344, where we talk about what does a side hustle look like. And today, where we talk about what could be your side hustle. How do you figure out what your thing could be? Maybe you want to do a side hustle, but you have no idea where to start. Here are some ideas. First, time for a little self-reflection. What do you really want to create in the world? That's a question I always ask people, and I ask myself, what do you really want to create? And ask it when you're thinking about your side hustle. What would excite you? What are you already passionate about? Or if it's not passion, what is something that you're great at doing? It doesn't have to be specific yet, but if you could go to bed at night knowing you created X, what would X be? Start there, a point of self-reflection, just giving yourself ideas. Have a piece of paper or a journal. You know, I love a good journal. A journal by your bed. When the idea comes to you at night or in the shower, have a journal in the bathroom. Write it down. Just get a running list. Keep a running list for about a week or so of ideas of what you would love to do, what excites you, or what are you great at, what comes easily to you. And again, if you could go to bed at night knowing that you created X, what would X be? Now, I know that people often say, what would you do for free every day if you could choose anything in the world to do? That's one way of thinking about it, and that's fine. I prefer to say, what would you love to get paid to do each day if you could do anything in the world? That feels a little better, right? And it's more empowered. Ask empowering questions. Not what would I do for free? What would I love to get paid to do every day if I could choose anything in the world to get paid for, to do all day, every day, nothing else other than family, friends, all that good stuff. But get paid to do, get paid for your work. What would you love to do that you're not already doing? For me, for example, that thing is writing. I want to get paid to write and tell stories all day, every day. It's what I've always done since I can even remember. What I've always done, what I've been passionate about. I figured out a way to create a career around that. But there are a lot of other things that I have to do throughout the day that don't involve writing. If I were dreaming a dream and dreaming a world, and I was trying to think, well, what would my side hustle be? Say if I was into some other kind of business, it would be getting paid for writing. So what is that thing for you? Now, if you're still not sure, don't be afraid to, ask for support. Ask trusted people in your life what they think you're good at. Sometimes it does take seeing from the outside, or having someone, I should say, see from the outside and be objective, someone who loves you and who supports you, but who can say to you, well, I always see you doing this, or I always see you enjoy this, or I always see you do this so easily, or, I'm always asking you about X, or these people are always asking you about this. You need to hear a little bit of that, even if it's something that you say, well, I know I don't want to do that. Getting input from the outside, again, from trusted people in your life, can be helpful to you, especially if you're not sure what that thing is. And sometimes it's either you don't have anything in mind or you have too many things in mind. I'm like that. I love fitness. I love working out. And I've had tons of ideas about fitness businesses and other things. Who knows down the line? But is that something that I'm great at as far as training and all those things? No, there are people who specialize in that. I just enjoy it. But when I ask people, or if I were to ask people, what am I good at? Or I think about what do people always ask me about, for example, writing and creating brand stories, and even the newest thing is ghostwriting. All of those things are things that I love to do, things that come easily to me, thank God. It's just something that creatively that I can do and that I enjoy doing. I think that's why it comes easily too. But those are things that I might not have thought of as something to quote unquote sell or offer as a service until I started getting input from people from the outside. So that actually leads us to the next point of something that you can think about when you're considering what could be your side hustle. Think about, what do people already come to you about? And this doesn't even have to be in a business context. Maybe you're great at marketing and people always ask you about marketing, or you're great at social media or social media marketing and people specifically ask you about that. Maybe you're good at fixing computers and people ask you about that. Maybe there's some kind of tech business that you could start on the side where if you could start a business where you repair people's phones, that's a side hustle win right there. So take some time in that reflection phase to think about, what are the things that people ask me about? And that's even a question, again, that you can ask your trusted circle. What do you see people come to me about? Or what is a question that you can ask me if you wanted me to do anything for you, job related, service related, product related? What do people already come to you about? Most of the time, these answers are already there. We just have to pause for a minute, get quiet, take notes in your journal, and just listen and see what the universe reveals to you, what your friends and your trusted circle reveal to you, and then what your intuition tells you, yeah, this is something that I can try. And here's the thing too that's great about this whole process. This is your side hustle, so it's not like you're giving everything up to try this thing. So you have some space and some safety in being able to experiment. So try something if something really moves you, and if that's not the thing, tweak and tweak and tweak until you get it right, until you reach that point where you figure out, this is my side hustle. This is what I'm going to rock with for however long. Now, an example of someone who I really love her story and who she is as a person and the business that she's built and the reputation she's built is Kim Blackwell. And Kim is the CEO of PMM Agency, which is now a multi-million-dollar marketing firm. And she said she started the business 20 something years ago because people used to always ask her for marketing help when she was working in another marketing job. So she started this business as a side hustle out of her 1-bedroom apartment. I believe it was in Columbus, Ohio. Now you can hear Kim's story on episode 195 of the Support is Sexy podcast. Powerful story. She's very inspirational, motivational, but really listen to how she grew her side hustle. Another example is Mimi Johnson, who is a celebrity makeup artist living in Atlanta. She's also a serial entrepreneur who has businesses here. And Mimi said that her friends used to tell her how great she was at doing makeup, and she worked in an industry completely outside of makeup. But she began to do it as a side hustle while she worked full time. And eventually she made that move. Now, makeup is her full-time focus. She does makeup for celebrities. She does makeup for television networks here in Atlanta. And she created a whole other business. In fact, she has a store called The Glamatory here in Atlanta that's all about makeup. So you can hear Mimi's story on episode 298 of the Support is Sexy podcast. The thing in all of this, when you're thinking about your side hustle, start with what you know. Teach what you know. Start there. What are the things that you already know? What are you already good at? What comes easily for you? What do other people ask you about? What do other people in your trusted circle see in you? And something else to be aware of as you're going through this process, don't get stuck in the curse of knowledge. The curse of knowledge is when, say, for example, with me, like I said, writing comes easily to me. It's something that I enjoy. Now, I am in the industry where I do write, so I do see how I can make money off it. But say I was in some other kind of industry and writing still came easily to me, but I didn't think about it as something I could sell as a service. That's the curse of knowledge. Sometimes we think things come so easily to everyone, but really it's your specialty. It's your zone of genius. It's something that you're good at. Not that you're the only person in the world good at it, but hey, for me, for example, when I meet someone who's extraordinary at social media marketing, I'm like, oh, I don't understand all the things that I need to or not really want to understand about social media, but there are people who are naturally good at it, who naturally enjoy it. So that would be someone that I pay to support me with social media. But if that person is thinking, oh, I just post this and I just get 1 million this and I just get that and I just get this and brushing it off, well, they might have the curse of knowledge if you were to talk to them and say, hey, this is something that you can package and sell if that's something you're interested in. So when you're thinking and reflecting and going through all the things that are coming to you and people are telling you and you're considering it, don't get caught in the curse of knowledge. There are a lot of things that you already do that you might be able to package and offer it to people as a possibility for your side hustle. All right, so thank you so much for listening to part 3 of our series in starting your side hustle. In our next episode, we're going to talk about, once you determine what your side hustle is, what do you do first? All right, so I look forward to chatting with you tomorrow. Make sure that you're subscribed to the Support is Sexy podcast so you don't miss this or any other future episodes. I want to make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss a thing. And if you love it, I would love for you to leave a review. It takes less than 2 minutes. Leave a review wherever you're listening. It helps the show, it helps me, and it helps get it in front of more people so more people can hear about side hustling and about women entrepreneurs all around the world. All right, so thank you again so much for being here. I appreciate you. And until next time, you know what to do. Go out there and create something sexy. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care.